verset 14, parce qu'il n'y a aucun commentaire jusqu'à la fin du chapitre.
Je sais.
Voilà.
Mais on va faire un commentaire. Il y a un commentaire.
Okay.
We'll explain.
I was in the Prabhu's commentary.
No.
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada's commentary, yes.
Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayana Namaskritya. Idam Chevam Narotamam. Devim Sarasatim Vyasam. Tato Jayamudiraye. Nasta Prayesu Abhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Utamasloke. Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So reading today from the Holy Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto 8, Chapter 13, Text 14, which is on the board. Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Pritena Sutale Punya.
Vitteta Sutale Puna.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Vitteta Sutale Puna.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Nivecito Dike Svagat.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Nivecito Dike Svagat.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Pritena Sutale Punya.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Niveshito Dike Svagat.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Prabhu.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Pritena Sutale Punaha.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Nivecito Dike Svagat.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Adunaste Svaradiva.
Adunaste Svarad Iva.
Yoso Bhagavate Bada.
Yoso Bhagavate Bada.
Pritena Sutale Punaha.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Adunaste Svarat Iva.
Adunaste Svaradiva.
Yoso Bhagavata Vada.
Yoso Bhagavata Bada.
Pritani Sutala Puna.
Pritena Sutale Puna.
Nirviseta Dike Vaga.
Niveshito Dike Svargat.
Adiviste Ivaridiva.
Adunaste Svaradiva. Yaha
Yaha
Bali Maharaj
Bali Maharaj
Aso
Aso
He Bhagavata
Bhagavata
by the personality of Godhead
by the personality of Godhead
Pada
Padha
bound
bound
Bound.
Pritena
Pritena
because of favor
because of favor
Sutale
Sutale
in the kingdom of Sutala
in the kingdom of Sutala
Punya
Puna
again
again
Nivesita
Niveshita
situated
situated
Adike
Adike
more opulent
more opulent
Svargat
Svargat
than the heavenly planets
than the heavenly planets
Aduna
Aduna
at the present moment
at the present moment
Aste
Aste
is situated
is situated
Svarat Iva
Svarativa
equal to the position of Indra.
equal to the position of Indra.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. With great affection, the personality of Godhead bound Bali and then installed him in the kingdom of Sutala, which is more opulent than the heavenly planets. Bali Maharaj now resides on that planet and is more comfortably situated than Indra. So, as we said here, there is no purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, as in the whole chapter. But still, I took a letter written by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada in 1968 to his disciple Satsvarup Das Brahmachari at that time, which is relevant to the story of Bali Maharaj. And I think it would be interesting for us to read that letter and to have a commentary on it, if you don't mind. So, letter by Srila Prabhupada about the position of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, who is actually considered to be a Mahajan. So, what is a Mahajan? Srila Prabhupada will explain, but Mahajan is a master of religion. The master of religion is a holy person, and we are supposed to work, to serve under the guidance of such a holy person. And here is the list of the 12 Mahajans given by the scriptures in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd chapter, verse 20, the famous verse. Svayambhu Narada Sambhu, Kumara Kapilo Manu, Pralado Janako Bhishmo, Balir Vayasakir Svayam, which says, Lord Brahma, Bhagavan Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of devotee, Svayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, Grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and I myself know the real religious principle. Myself, that is to say, Yamaraj, who in this verse instructs the Yamadutas. So here are the 12 Mahajans, and Bali Maharaj is one of them. So Prabhupada here gives the position of Bali Maharaj in relationship to his spiritual master, Sukla Acharya. Actually, the whole story of Bali Maharaj will be described in the same canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the canto 8, and there will be 4 or 5 chapters describing in details the story of Bali Maharaj in relationship with Vamana Lila, Vamana Dev, who is an incarnation, an avatar of Lord Vishnu. So here we can say the verse again to be in the topic. With great affection, the personality of Godhead, Vishnu, bound Bali and then installed him in the kingdom of Sutala, which is more opulent than the heavenly planets. Maharaj Bali now resides on that planet and is more comfortably situated than Indra. Why so? Because actually, although born in the family of demons, still Bali Maharaj actually behaved as a devotee of the Lord and became a devotee of the Lord, and therefore this is the most important factor. No matter the way you are born, if you follow Guru, Shastra and Sadhu, you are qualified to become a Vaishnava and to become a spiritual master and a Mahajan. Why Bali Maharaj, so later by Srila Prabhupada, why Bali Maharaj is considered a Mahajan? Bali Maharaj is Mahajan because he wanted to serve Vishnu by disobeying his non-bona fide spiritual master. As explained above, Sukla Acharya, Bali Maharaj's spiritual master, was hereditary master by Seminic succession. But Bali Maharaj first revolted against the stereotyped Seminic succession spiritual master, and therefore is Mahajan. Srila Jiva Goswami has described in his Rama Sandhanva that one should be anxious to accept a spiritual master who is bona fide in spiritual knowledge. And if need be, one should relinquish the connection of hereditary spiritual master and accept a real bona fide spiritual master. So, when Sukla Acharya advised him, Bali Maharaj, contrary to his previous instructions, specifically he checked Bali Maharaj in the matter of worshipping Vishnu, and Sukla Acharya at once became fallen down from the position of becoming a spiritual master. Nobody can become a spiritual master who is not a devotee of Vishnu. A Brahmana may be very expert in the matter of performing Vedic rituals, accepting charities and distributing wealth. All these are exalted qualifications of the Brahmana. But the Vedic injunction is, in spite of possessing all these qualities, if somebody is against Lord Vishnu, he cannot be a spiritual master. So when Sukracharya advised Bali Maharaj against Vishnu, he at once became unqualified for becoming spiritual master. Bali Maharaj disobeyed such unqualified spiritual master, and therefore he is accepted as Mahajan. Mahajan means a personality whose footprints should be followed. So his exemplary behavior in rejecting a non-Vaishnava spiritual master, being ideal to the bona fide students, is considered a Mahajan. Srila Prabhupada letter, July 3, 1968, to Swatsvarup Maharaj, Brahmachari, in Montreal. So, Mahajado Yena Gata Sampanta, we should follow in the footsteps of the Mahajan in order to perform spiritual service, spiritual devotional service to Lord Krishna. And here in two texts, here in texts 13 and 14, there is a brief summary of the story of Bali Maharaj in connection to Vamanadev. We can read again the verse 13 that we read yesterday. Bali Maharaj gave a gift of 3 paces of land to Lord Vishnu, and because of his charity, he lost all the 3 worlds. Later, however, when Lord Vishnu is pleased, because of Bali is giving everything to him, Bali Maharaj will achieve the perfection of life. With great affection, the personality of Godhead bound Bali and then installed him in the kingdom of Sutala, which is more opulent than the heavenly planets. Bali Maharaj now resides on planet and is more comfortably situated than Indra. So actually, the whole chapter is quite technical, so to speak. There are lists of devotees, manus actually, and for us it becomes a little bewildering in one sense to read such details. And but we should not forget the real goal of this. Actually, everything should be linked with devotional service, definitely. Once I asked the guest master that was in a temple before in Paris, and I was new in Krishna consciousness, and I was asking details about how Anantadev is described in the scriptures and why is described in such a manner and so on and so forth. And this Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, told me, you know, Christian, you should not really too much enter into such details. You will become puzzled. There are so many details in the scriptures, and even in some texts you may find differences. Truly speaking, if you find the explanation of how the world is created by Lord Brahma and with the interaction of Vishnu, there are different explanations in the different parts of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then you may become puzzled. Even the explanation which is given in Brahma Samhita may sometimes seem to be different in some respects to the one we can find in Srimad Bhagavatam. So what to do? So we read all these scriptures, but never forget that all these indications in Vedic literature should only be to help us to actually perform nice and sincere, we try to, devotional service to Lord at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And performing this devotional service, we should always be in the spirit of welcoming Krishna in everyday life. A few days ago was Gora Purnima, which was a very, very special festival, a very nice festival, performed with ceremonies performed nicely with the brahmanas or by the brahmanas of the temple, organized nicely by the temple devotees, and it was a success as so many people came here and chanted Hare Krishna. And yes, we should always remain in the spirit of Gauri Purnima, or of Janmastami, or Radhastami, that is to say, invite everyone to chant Hare Krishna and to make every day of our life a very special day in Krishna consciousness. As it is explained in the conclusion of Brahma Samhita, in the spiritual world, every word is a song and every step is a dance. So this is how it should be our devotional life. And to come back to Bali Maharaj, there is a long story about it. And this long story refers to the, we could say, eternal conflict, eternal fight, eternal struggle between demons and devotees. And of course, in the age of Kali, there is a strong tendency for everyone to have demoniac qualities. Unfortunately, this is described in the scriptures. But also, there is the great possibility, and this is so nice, to actually become a devotee. Because the holy name is there, the devotees are there, and therefore, although we live in a very demoniac atmosphere, polluted atmosphere, unfortunately, still the miracle of this age of Kali is one can become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna by the grace of the devotees, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, by the grace of the instructions given by the Mahajans, given by the devotees of Lord Krishna, given by the scriptures. So, we said that it is a long story, and the story starts when Bali Maharaj, actually with the king of the demon, has defeated many times he has defeated the demigods. Actually, Bali Maharaj is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, who is also a Mahajan, a great devotee of the Lord, and is a member of the family of the Daityas, that is to say, the demons. And on the other side, there are the devotees who are born from Aditi, Devi, and who are Adityas. So, at that time, Bali Maharaj is the chief, the master, the leader of the Daityas. And so, yes, there is fight, there is struggle, and actually, as we said, the demigods have been defeated and they are in full anxiety. And they don't know what to do. And they, as we could say, good devotees, they take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Because this is a natural tendency, this should be the natural tendency for a devotee. When he is in difficulty, he is taking shelter at the lotus feet of his Lord. Just as a little child, when he is in difficulty, he immediately goes and sees mom or dad in order to be protected. So Lord Krishna is the supreme father, the supreme dad. And the devotee is very happy to take shelter. The devotee at the lotus feet of the Lord is feeling fully confident. And Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that my devotee will never perish. He is protected fully. Yes, Nabe Bhakta Pranasyati. My devotee will never perish. And we see that Srila Prabhupada, when he was on the boat, the Jaladuta, and he arrived in Boston, in America, in 1965, he was feeling so alone, so lonely, in one sense, physically speaking. Physically speaking, Srila Prabhupada was feeling so lonely on the boat, arriving in this America, in which the population is made of Mleksha and Yavanas, and he was feeling so physically alone. But he took shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, and he felt actually not truly alone in his heart, as he said in the wonderful prayers he said at that time, because he always felt that the presence of his spiritual master was there. So, to come back to our devatas, they take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu says, don't worry, I will appear as Vamana, as a special incarnation of myself, and I will go and meet Bali Maharaj. And so here is the story. Bali Maharaj is performing a yajna, a sacrifice, among the assembly of demons. And here is his spiritual master, or so-called spiritual master, Shruka Acharya. And Shruka Acharya, till some point, was, we could say, a normal spiritual master, as he instructed Bali Maharaj to be a devotee of Vishnu, which is actually the mission of the spiritual master, to guide the bona fide student, as Srila Prabhupada says in his letter, the bona fide students at the lotus feet of the Lord. But then the story becomes a little complicated. There is Vamana, Dev, appearing as the Lord, appearing as a brahmachari, a humble brahmachari, and as a humble brahmachari, Vamana asks for charity, because a brahmachari has no money, he has no possessions, and is begging charity in order to be in position to go on his spiritual service. And Vamana just went and met Bali and asked him, please give me some charity. And Bali, as a perfect gentleman, said, yes, I will give you charity. What do you want? What do you want as charity? And Vamana said, well, sir, I just only want three steps of land, the equivalent of 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj said, okay, no problem, I can give you everything, but still, if you want only 3 steps of land, then no problem, I can give you. I will be happy because you are a Brahmin, and this is my duty as a Grihastha, as a family man, to give charity to a nice exalted brahmachari like your good self. So the story we know. There was one step which by Vamanadev, which covered half of the universe. The second was covered the other part of the universe, and Vamana had, of course, expanded in such a special form in order to cover the whole universe actually, with only 2 steps of two of his steps. So he asked Bali, so you made a promise to me. So now, where should I put my 3rd step? And you should give me satisfaction. Otherwise, I will consider that you commit an offense. And you'll be punished for this offense. So, Bali, understanding the exalted position of Vamana as actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, asked Vamana to put his foot, his lotus foot, on his head. And then Bali Maharaj was therefore actually completely washed of all sins, and he was purified, and actually he was really blessed by the Lord. Of course, there are much more details in the story, which will be described as we said, in the chapters to come in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But what we can recall here, which is most important, is the attitude of Shukra Acharya. Shukra Acharya, when he saw that Vamana, the Supreme Lord Vamanadev, asked only 3 steps of land to Bali, he really understood that this was not an ordinary situation. And for sure, he could see that Lord Vamana was actually Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. And he immediately said to Bali, don't do this. Don't perform, don't give this kind of charity to Vamana. Because therefore, why so? Because you will lose everything. You will lose everything. And therefore, actually, Shukracharya in the situation was actually behaving as a real materialist. Because actually, as a guru, Shukracharya was accepting charity himself from Bali Maharaj, the king, and he was maintained by Bali Maharaj. And therefore, if Bali Maharaj was about to lose everything because he had accepted the wish, he had accepted to perform what was asking Bali Vamanadev, he was about to lose everything, and therefore Shukracharya said, okay, but now I will lose everything myself, because Bali Maharaj will never be again in position to maintain me. And actually, this is the position of the materialistic people. They cannot really completely surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord, or they can surrender to a certain extent, but this is the position. We are so much attached to material things that we really think that if we become real devotees, in one sense, we shall lose everything, because it's true. Krishna takes all attachments, takes away all attachments to the devotees, but he gives them in return so much in return. And why is this? Because in order to help the devotee to get rid of his material attachments, the devotees in the first part has all his things taken away by the Lord. Why so? Because it was a story given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in which actually Brahmins have received a special malediction, you can say, from Lakshmi Devi, that they will always be poor. And this relates to a story in which there is this great saint. What's his name again? The saint who wanted to see who Lord Vishnu is. Do you remember the name of this saint? Saintly person. At the end of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, yes, there was a saint, I don't remember his name. He wanted to see Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Bhrigu Muni. Yes, thank you. Yes, Bhrigu Muni. Bhrigu Muni, he wanted to see who the Lord is, and he made a kind of experiment, you can say so. And at the end of it, he concluded that actually Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. But to do this experiment, in one sense, he committed an offense at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, because he touched Vishnu's body in order, and Lord Vishnu really didn't feel offended at all, and said, okay, Bhrigu Muni, you touch my body with your lotus feet, and therefore I'm blessed, and even I'm blessed. I'm feeling even sad sometimes that you may have hurt your body, because my body is very strong, and maybe you have hurt yourself, Bhrigu, by touching with your lotus feet my chest. So, actually, Bhrigu Muni was in a strange position, so to speak. But still, Mother Lakshmi Devi, who is always situated at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, she could not accept that Brigumuni has touched by his feet the body of Lord Vishnu. And therefore, she gave the curse. She gave a curse to all Brahmins in general, that Brahmins, because they have represented by Brigumuni, they have offended Lord Vishnu, therefore they will never get my favors. So this is why the Brahmins generally are very poor, because they have been cursed by Lakshmi Devi. So Prabhupada actually himself, he considers himself very blessed by Lord Vishnu, very blessed by Lord Krishna, because Prabhupada, although we know he's a pure devotee of the Lord, obviously, we know Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of the Lord, he is our eternal spiritual master, of course. But he considered himself as, he said, as attached. He considered himself to be materially attached and to be actually in position of not being able to be a real devotee, and therefore Krishna took everything from him. And Prabhupada considered it as a blessing. It is true that just before entering in the sannyas order of life, Srila Prabhupada had strong material, I can say, or practical miseries. As he was already in the not Grihastha but Vanaprastha mood, actually he lost his company, which had been visited by robbers, burglars. He was in bankruptcy, and he had very bad relationship with his family. His wife, who didn't want to hear about Krishna consciousness, who preferred to drink tea as Srila Prabhupada was giving the class in the room next door. And his children, they were not so much interested at that time in Krishna consciousness. So, practically speaking, Srila Prabhupada, he was forced at that time to, more or less, or he considered himself forced to give up such a nasty situation. He could, if he behaved as a materialistic person, could try to stick to the situation and say, okay, I will create a company again. I will try to improve the relationship with my wife. After all, maybe I was not a good husband. I was traveling all the time in order to speak about Krishna, and still I neglected my children as well, maybe because I was away all the time. So maybe I was not a good husband. Maybe I should really stick to the position and try to improve myself. But no, he said, no. Definitely, I want to obey the instructions of my spiritual master. And actually, Sri Krishna has given me so much trouble, and he has detached me from all my material desires. He has cleansed my heart from all material desires, and therefore it is time for me to retire from this, he said, materialistic life. And it is true, and we can read in Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, that when Srila Prabhupada decided to leave family, to leave home, and to really become only a full-time preacher with no more link with family life, it is true that he was really, materially speaking, in a distressful condition. He has just one dhoti, even two sometimes, gamsha, and he was going, it is explained in Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, he was traveling from one temple to another temple. He had to share the brahmachari ashrams with young brahmacharis who could not really recognize his exalted positions. He had to quarrel sometimes with brahmacharis who were committing offenses to him, and it was such a mess. And then he became a sannyasi. But truly, Srila Prabhupada gave up everything in order to become Krishna conscious, and actually Krishna helped him in his matter in order to become detached, if we can say so. But of course, Srila Prabhupada's example is a special one, and we can hear the teaching, we can hear the story, but of course we could not really behave like Srila Prabhupada. We can take inspiration. But truly, for one who wants to become Krishna conscious, definitely he has to give up material attachments. And material attachments can be very, very subtle, you see. And we can see it in the story of our spiritual life. Because when you join the brahmachari ashram, you will join the temple, practically speaking, you come with nothing. I remember years ago, when I joined in Bhaktivedanta Manor, the Bhakta leader, the assistant Bhakta leader, told me, now, Bhakta Christian, you come here. He came, he invited me in the room, and now you give everything you have. I had some attachments, little money attachments. I didn't want to give up my credit card, although I have no credit at the bank anyway. But I was attached to my credit card, but he wanted to take everything. I had nothing, except with an empty bank account. But I had nothing. And then, of course, after you practice Krishna consciousness, and you spend years in Krishna consciousness. And then, although you have lost, in one sense, everything at the time, subtle attachments come little by little. And subtle attachments are, I am the best in what I am doing. And this is very, very subtle attachments. Then, yes, you become a good cook, you may become a good cook, you may become a super pujari, you may become a super book distributor, you may become a very good scholar, you may be good in giving classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, quoting so many slokas, but then never forget, speaking for myself, of course, that we are actually servants of Krishna. When we start to think, oh, you see, so advanced I am. Oh, because I know so many slokas. I can cook such a nice feast. And then when we start to think that we are more advanced than others, then, oh la la, we are starting to be in a very, very, very dangerous situation, where we take for granted that we have practiced Krishna consciousness for quite a number of years, and then we have become good in our field. Of course, we should always remain humble. This is actually, the devotee is recognized as a devotee if he is really humble. Tridadapi sunichena, tararapi saisnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya, sada, hari. And there were Madhajis at the beginning of the movement. They had written in Sanskrit around their neck. They made a tattoo, around their neck with this sloka, Tridadapi sunichena, tararapi saisnuna. But now, what is the real definition of humility? This is interesting. Yes, humility, that we remain humble in the attitude of service, but although to be clear about the situation when we are. You see? Humility means it's not that we are going to be falsely humble and see people and going to meet all other devotees or other people. Or you see, I'm the most fallen. You see, no, I'm not qualified. No, I'm the most fallen. No. This may be a symptom of pride as well. No. Humility means we are concerned and we are aware of our present situation. We are aware that, after all, yes, we are not so bad cooks, we are not so bad distributors, because we have done. But so again, okay, we just perform our service and bas, and that's it. We are not going to make advertisement on it, because we know that we have to perform devotional service in such a way, and therefore, okay, we do it the qualification we have. Krishna has given us, and such qualification. The spiritual master has confirmed the qualification and puts us in a certain situation for performing devotional service. So we do it, but always with full detachment. Always with full detachment. The spiritual master sees what is best for us, and definitely he will give us what is best for us in spiritual life. But the spiritual master may ask from one day, just okay, you change your service, and sometimes it is good. Sometimes I will change your service when we become a little too much attached to the result, and to become attached to the result of action. This is called karma, and karma. What is the result of karma? To take a new body again. Next life. So anyway, this is we should follow in the example of Bali Maharaj, fully surrendered to the feet of Lord Krishna, humbly accepted the position to us, given to us by the Lord, and Krishna. We are sure, although we don't expect anything, just we expect the blessings of Lord Krishna, and that's it. We accept the blessings and we hope for the blessings of Lord Krishna, and we are confident that one day or another we will receive it for sure. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Do you have any comments or?
I was not at the beginning, but why in this chapter we speak about the Manu, there is Bali Maharaj mentioned in this chapter?
Yes, that's a good question. Yes. yes. Because actually, along with the story of the Manus, the author of the Srimad Bhagavatam is actually describing a few stories which took place in the reign of such and such Manu. And therefore, here Bali Maharaj is described in a few words only in the story of this Manu here.
So it's in this Manu who is in right now. Bali Maharaj.
Frankly, Prabhu, I don't know. I don't know.
I just ask because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I know this chapter is quite difficult because
yes, it's a little difficult.
For this question of time and how long they live and so that to give the class, I've done the lesson and oh my God, why I'm here?
No, it's little technical. So therefore, yes, this is why we try to. Of course, it's nice to hear stories about this. It's a little far out for us. We read them, but as I mentioned at the beginning, let's try to focus on the goal of devotional service. Otherwise, it's because for me at least it's a little technical, little too much. Even after you can read the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam many times. It's really Jambu Dweep and so on. 14 planetary systems and so on and so forth. It's a little too much.
I was saying this chapter, the 5 canto, this is for the pandit, for people like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but maybe we are not enough advanced in terms of knowledge. But we can become pure devotee without also having this full knowledge. It's not required.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glory to Prabhupada. All glory to Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Parti Bhavasmi Prabhu ki.
Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.